doing Beyond Positivity and the .com secrets. After Russell had successfully launched his first software company, a lot of people took notice of his success online and began asking how he started his company. Because Russell saw the demand, he thought it would be fun how to teach others to start their own business online. The good thing was there were a lot of people who wanted to start businesses, and they made a lot and Russ Brinson is like other people and they made a lot of money teaching them. But the downside was that most of them didn't have any money and couldn't invest in the higher ticket things he wanted to sell. Many had no business experience, so he had to spend tons of time on the fundamentals, and that drove him crazy, which is one of the many reasons why he didn't want to get out of bed in the mornings. He had so much value he wanted to provide people, showing how they structured their funnels. But 99% of his time was spent showing them how to buy a domain and setting up hosting. He literally spent years serving these customers, and it made him miserable. His family suffered, and no matter how much money they made, he wasn't happy. It took years before he sat back and actually thought about the who. As Russell realized, he had looked over some pretty important questions, such as, who are my dream clients? What do they look like? What are they passionate about? What are their goals, dreams, and desires? What are the offers that would attract them and repel everyone else? After about a week of thinking about the who question, he sat down and created 2 customer avatars, one for men he wanted to work, and one for women he wanted to work. For the woman, he picked a name and wrote it down, Julie. Then he listed out the things he knew about the Julie that he wanted to serve. She's successful and driven. She has a message to share. She values her personal growth over money. She's already started a business and has some success, but wants to learn how to grow it. Next, he wrote down the name Mike. Next to Mike's name, he wrote out the things he knew about him. He is a former athlete. At some point, he has helped to change someone's life in a small way and wants to learn how to help more people. Values growth over money, and he's already built his business, but he wants more impact and feels the need to learn how to grow it. Then Russell went to Google Images and typed Julie and the characteristics he had written out. Within minutes, he found a picture that looked like the woman in his mind. He did the same for Mike, and within minutes, he had both pictures of his dream customers printed and hanging on the wall. At the time, it seemed like a silly exercise, but just last month, he hosted a private event here in his office in Boise, Idaho, with 100 of his top entrepreneurs that he served. Each of them paid him. It was 100 of his top entrepreneurs that he served. Each of them paid him $50,000 to be in that meeting. Each of them had businesses that made a minimum of $1 million per year, and each of them were his dream clients. He stood up and told them that he had written something about one of them. He would want to say who he was talking about. He read aloud the characteristics for Mike and Julie. When he asked them to raise their hands if they thought he was talking about them, almost every hand in the group went up. Russell told them that 6 years earlier he had written about his dream customer avatar and had focused on creating offers and producing content that would attract the exact person. 6 years later, he was sitting in a room with 100 of the exact people that he had set out to attract just a few short years earlier. So basically Russell Brunson wrote down the characteristics of the people he wanted, and how he was going to attract them and repel the other people that he didn't like. And so he did that, and 6 years before he was sitting with 100 people that he wanted to be sitting with, and in that meeting, that had all the same characteristics, because his advertising stuff is made them come to there, and they all raised out their hands, and so he knew that it was working. So this book is made by my mom. It's got a permanent prescription. You can buy it on Amazon. Page 52 to 74. You can see 50 of her apartments. It has her story, her mistakes, her inner lessons. So like and subscribe. Bye.